believing in praying that two grown-ass men fight. Now, that's an issue I'm going to have to address on my own. I'm going to have to go and seek some medical help or something like that. But talking about the actual beef between these two guys is fascinating because you got two of the greatest basketball players of all times that literally, and I noticed this a while back, you know, I think it first started out, I think there was a little bit of shade from Barkley because Shaq was added to it. And, you know, I feel like that was Barkley's thing. And so they brought Shaq in, and Shaq kind of, you know, outshines everybody that he's around at some point. And so Barkley probably felt some type of way when they added Shaq to the little cast. And Shaquille O'Neal never really liked Charles Barkley. You have to remember this, that Shaq and Shaquille O'Neal actually got into a fist fight back in the day when they were players. Okay? Now, what I'll say is, and a lot of people will remember that fight, and if you remember, they kind of like were squared up, and then Barkley went on the offense and just scooped Shaq and slammed him, and he was on top, and that was it. But anybody that's been in more than one fight in their life knows that Charles Barkley is scared out of his mind of Shaquille O'Neal. Listen to me. Anybody that has ever been in one fight in their life, and I hate to say it, have been in several. Can tell that Charles Barkley is scared out of his mind of Shaquille O'Neal. Even when they had that fight when they were players, when Barkley got Shaq down, he really didn't want to throw punches or anything because he was just trying to make sure that it was over. And you can look and you can hear how they talk to each other, that Barkley is actually scared shitless of Shaquille O'Neal. Even the other night, what Barkley always does to try to, bring some light to the situation is he always tried to crack these jokes or whatever and keep it lighthearted. But Shaq ain't playing. And I think the other night it became very evident that Shaq wasn't playing. And he knows that. First of all, Shaquille O'Neal can smell blood. He can smell blood. He can see in Charles Barkley's eyes that he don't want none. You know, when the last time I just thought about this. The last time I seen a dude have that much fear in their eyes and talking about Charles Barkley and how he feels about Shaquille O'Neal is when Leon Spinks and Mike Tyson geared up. As a matter of fact, not even just Leon Spinks. Like the first 20 guys that faced Mike Tyson all had that scared look in their eyes. I'm telling you, and if you're a greenhorn and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if you're a greenhorn, go back to YouTube and look at Mike Tyson's first 20 fights. There's probably got something out there like Mike Tyson's first 20 knockouts or whatever. And you can see every opponent that Tyson had, clearly they didn't want to be in there. Clearly they knew at some point very, very soon, most likely in the first round, that they were about to get knocked the F out. And I personally feel, now a lot of y'all disagree with me. A lot of y'all feel like that Charles Barkley in a fist fight, in a celebrity death match, have you? Y'all remember the celebrity death match little thing that they had on TV about 15, 20 years ago? A lot of y'all feel like that Charles Barkley could get him. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. First of all, the psychology of the thing is clearly on Shaquille O'Neal's side. The physical aspect of the whole thing is clearly on Shaquille O'Neal's side. You remember Charles Barkley a couple of years ago raced the official, the referee, the longtime referee, I can't remember his name right now, but the older cat, like 80 years old. You remember that? Barkley he doesn't even move right. He doesn't even move. Like he moves like he's broke down, old, and out of shape. I don't know about y'all, man. I actually set up a poll, and you can listen to the Doug Stewart Show. I actually set up a poll on the Doug Stewart Show or WSME's Facebook chat group. Like, who wins? Simple question, who wins? I think this is incredible. And listen, I've talked about it before over the last couple of years. In particular, man, I've really become disheartened with Shaquille or Charles Barkley's commentary on politics and social issues. Very much so. And so, as the title says, man, please punch that ninja in the face. Now, here's the thing about it as well. And you're listening to this is what we do around here. I apologize to people that are offended by this, but I mean, I like this type of shit. Here's the other thing about it is Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley got some great gigs. I mean, all they do is talk a little bit of basketball. They clown back and forth with each other, and they get, I'm sure, a huge-ass check every couple of weeks. Okay? What more could you ask for? So you could tell in the little skirmish that Shaq really wants to go across the table and punch Barkley in the face. But at the same time, he knows that he can't do it. So Shaq right now is fighting inner demons. Like, part of him is saying, I am rich beyond compare. I don't give a damn about this job. I know this punk-ass Charles Barkley is a fake. I am going to go across this table and punch him square in his mouth. And the other side of it, I believe, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Charles Barkley knows that. Like, Barkley knows that Shaq likes this job and that he may say and talk all of this trash, but he really not going to do nothing. You understand? It's almost like you in this place and you about to have a fight and you just waiting for somebody to break it up. And so Barkley feels like Charles, like Shaquille O'Neal, might talk a lot of trash, but he technically ain't going to do nothing. And the other night as well, and you can't tell from the audio, obviously, the other night as well, there was something said, Barkley said about something about, I'm going to throw this chicken wing at you. They had this food out in front of them during that particular segment. And Barkley was like, I'm going to throw this chicken wing on you. And Shaquille O'Neal picked up one of the chicken wings. If you didn't see this, you can find it anywhere. Shaq picked up one of the chicken wings and was like, I'm about to throw this chicken wing and hit your ass straight in the face. He really thought about doing it. It wouldn't play. I don't think that was play. I think he really was going to do it, but he thought about the repercussions. I think he thought about the repercussions. He's going to lose his gig. That's not a good look at the end of the day for two Hall of Fame players, two black men, two grown black men fighting on national TV. And so, his better senses prevailed. But I got to be honest with you, man. I want so bad for Shaquille O'Neal to punch Charles Barkley square in his nose. I want him to punch him in his nose so bad. Yeah, it's so bad. And you know what else probably bothers Shaq, too, about Barkley? Is for some reason, Barkley can, and I've talked about this many times before, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. For some reason, the things that Barkley says and has said over the last, 30 years, ever since he's been in the public eye, playing in the NBA and doing this TV gig, for some reason, some of the things that Barkley can say or has said over the last 30 years, like he gets away with it. Some of the ridiculous, asinine things, as opposed to somebody saying, the average person saying this guy's an idiot, he's a fool, he's really not that intelligent at all. He gets away with it, and then somehow it's spit into Barkley some type of, maniacal genius. He's not a genius, he's a freaking idiot. He's not a genius. He's a freaking idiot, and I think Shaq sees that. I think Shaq has a problem with that as well. And Shaq clowns around or whatever, man. And I think Shaq does this to a large part on purpose or whatever he's done over his entire career. But I think Charles Barkley really believes that he's some type of genius in so many different realms. I'm not a fan of Charles Barkley. Please punch that ninja square in his nose. Please punch him in his nose. Please punch him in his nose. Ducking and dodging in the chat room says Barkley is a lot of things, but scared ain't one of them. Oh, no. No. I believe he's very scared. I believe he's very scared. I believe he knows that he can't whoop Shaquille. Not only does he know he can't whoop Shaquille O'Neal's ass, he would take a definite beat down. Like a real bad beat down. And now they're both out of shape, so it probably only lasts a couple of seconds. I got to be honest with you. They're both out of shape. I went to a what was it? A giveaway, a toy drive that Shaquille O'Neal had probably like 3 years ago at one of the local high schools for all of the kids in that particular neighborhood. It was over in Decatur. And Shaq was there, man, and Shaq doesn't get around well either. I mean, they're both, man, their bodies are breaking down. And Shaq's obviously a little bit younger than Charles Barkley, but they're both in bad physical shape. So I don't know how long a tussle would last between them cats, man. But my from my observations, man, Shaquille O'Neal is serious as hell. And this with a bow on it. Shaq is serious as hell, and Charles Barkley really don't want none. Charles Barkley is what I call trying to do right now, save face. That's what he's trying to do, and he also knows that it's probably not going to happen because of the space that they're in. They're on national TV. That's not a good look at the end of the day. And yes, it's selfish of me wanting to see two grown-ass men fight, but that's what it is. It is what it is. I want to see Charles Barkley get punched square in the nose by Shaquille O'Neal. That would make my day. Damn right, I said it. .334 Bama boy. Barkley not scared of no Shaq. He may be a jackass, but he from Bama, damn it. Yeah. Everybody from Alabama ain't like this super fighter or whatever. Everybody from Bama ain't freaking Rocky Stallone, Rocky Balboa. No. And you know what? Let's settle this discussion. And I'm thinking that it's going to be very one-sided towards Shaquille O'Neal. But I don't know. A lot of y'all feel like Charles Barkley could deal with Shaquille O'Neal. So go to Stewart Media and Entertainment, WSME, the chat group on Facebook. If you're not already a member, just ask for permission, and we'll let you in. And cast your vote. We actually have a poll up. I know it's very, very petty, but we have a poll up. And basically it's like, who wins? Charles Barkley kicks Shaquille O'Neal's ass, and the other choice is Shaquille O'Neal kicks Charles Barkley's ass. Simple as that. Cast your vote. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. Oh, my gosh. If my mama knew that I was up in my living room screaming, fight, she'd be so disappointed in me. She would be. And really, to be honest, once again, I'm kind of disappointed in myself. But you know what? That's why this show is what it is because it's real emotions. It's real feelings. And you might be 47, 50, 60 years old, but there's an innate part of us, of our being, that loves to see somebody get their ass kicked. No, let me say this. I'm serious. Why do you think the combat sports are so big? Why do you think Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the top fighters command $100+ million a fight? Because people want to see other dudes get their ass kicked. I mean, let's just be honest. Why do you think MMA is so big and UFC is so big? Because it's not civilized. And it's kind of cavemanish when you think about it. But there's something inside of us as beings, as men, as human beings in general, that love to see somebody get their ass kicked. I'm raising my hand. Yeah. All right, when we get back from the break, man, a little bit of NBA talk. Game 5 tonight. Is it 5? 3-1? Yeah. Game 5 tonight. Cavs, Celtics. We'll get into the particulars. Take your phone calls. Get your thoughts on Shaq versus Barkley. Do all of that today on the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Back in 3 minutes. Also, 2010 throwback year. Don't go away.